Hey guys, Pastor Josh here.
Hey guys, Miss Megan. This week, commandment number 9, we're on week 11, and it's in Exodus chapter 20, verse 16 that says, "You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor."
The idea is we don't want to harm our neighbor by saying false things about them, right? So we want to tell the truth. And why do we want to tell the truth, right? Why do we want to speak the truth? Not just about our neighbor, but in anything, right? About ourselves and about our family and about things that are going on in the world. We want to speak the truth. And we want to do that. Why? Well, because God is truth, right? And God always speaks the truth. God doesn't lie to us. He says what he means, and he speaks truth, and he's faithful to his promises. If he says he's going to do something, he's going to do it. Right? So Numbers chapter 23, verse 19 speaks about how God is not like us, right? He's not a man that he should lie. He says, God always speaks the truth. So if we want to be like God, then we will speak the truth about our neighbor, about ourselves. We will be honest about things. There's also a lot in the New Testament about this, and Miss Megan's going to talk about some of that.
So you'll see in your study this week in the book of James chapter 3, verses 1 through 12, it gives you some examples of what happens with our tongue if we use it wisely versus incorrectly. It gives you the example of a horse with a bit, being able to steer the horse in the direction that you would want, and then a boat with a rudder, being again the rudder steering where the boat would go, and then a forest, and how our tongue is a fire. It can spark a fire that can basically burn down all the forest. And so it's very wise to consider what comes out of our mouths. So just think about that this week as you study that.
Ask ourselves why. What motivates us to not tell the truth? Why would we want to do that? Why would we want to lie about anything, right? Maybe you go out fishing or you hit a ball and you exaggerate the size of fish you caught, right? You know, it starts out saying, oh, you tell your buddy, I caught a fish that was this big, and by the next week it's this big, and it's barely carry it back to the house or whatever. Why do we do that? What motivates us to do that? Well, part of it, I think, right, is we want to be liked, or we want people to like us. We don't want to say things that hurt people or say things that make people not like us. So we are motivated by a desire to fit in or to be liked. And a part of what's wrong about that, guys, is not only is it not telling the truth, but is the fact that, for those of us who believe in Jesus, we can rest in the fact that God loves us perfectly and completely. We are accepted wholly by God through Jesus. And so we don't need to seek people's approval, right? We don't need to exaggerate or not tell the truth or make up stories because we want people to like us. We have the King of Kings and Lord of Lords who is our Father and our God and who loves us completely. So when we get that, when we understand that, then it will lead us to start telling the truth and being honest and not seeking to lie and exaggerate things just so we can have people's approval. So I think that's a part of something as well that we need to think about. We need to look inside of ourselves. It's not just black and white, don't lie, always tell the truth. We need to get under it and think about what's leading us to want to even lie. And a part of it, I think, is sometimes we forget God's love. We forget that we're accepted.
Have a great week, guys. We love you.
Take care.